We're starting off a new week, a new vlog. So I made pork tenderloins and fried potatoes, and I have some green beans here. I'll use some ketchup on my potatoes. So anyway, that's how we're starting off the week.
Hello, Angel. It's been months since I've seen you.
The cat's hilarious.
Yes. What have you been doing? Have you missed me? Have you missed me? I missed seeing you. Yes, I did. Yes. Oh, yes.
Got leaves on its back.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, such a good kitty. Such a good kitty. What is that noise?
Squirrel.
Did that scare you? Did that scare you? You're getting filthy.
So tonight, it is Pizza Party Friday night, but we're having a holy, this is still a scrim and Sicilian, but it is a holy pepperoni pizza.
Lots of grease.
Yeah, lots of greasy pieces, which is fine with me. Like a week or so ago, they had them on sale, 5 for something at Kroger. And so I don't know how we ended up with a holy pepperoni, but we did. We gave some to Andrew and Christina, and we kind of gave them a variety. And so we kept all Bessie's revenge, but we did have this one. So that's what we're going to have tonight.
It was adventurous.
Two things I wanted to tell you about. Last night I tried to get a clip of Onward. Well, I wasn't trying to get a clip of the movie Onward. I was trying to get the title, but just like the Harry Potter movies, sometimes they'll show like a snippet of the movie and then they'll show the title. Well, that's what Onward did as well. So Onward is a new Disney movie. If you have Disney Plus, it's on Disney Plus. So Kevin and I watched it last night, and it has, let's see how many mystical creatures we can think of. The main characters are trolls.
No, they're elves.
They're elves.
We thought they were trolls. Remember,
we thought they were trolls.
Because they're long ears.
Okay, they're elves, but there's dragons and there's unicorns.
A manticore?
What is it?
What was that?
Oh,
the scorpion thing.
Yeah.
Manticore?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And what is the half man, half horse?
Centaur.
A centaur.
Or centaur.
So anyway, there's all kinds of these mystical creatures in there. And what it's like, it reminds me of like Andrew used to collect magic cards, and he would play Magic the Gathering, and it reminded me of that, because if you've ever been around anyone that played a game like that, that's kind of what this movie is about. You find out at the very, very beginning of the movie, I'm not giving anything away by telling you this, it is two brothers. One is older, one is younger, but they're both older. Like I'm thinking one's probably in his early 20s, and then the other one's in high school. So I mean, these are older teenagers or adults, and then they live with their mom. And the dad has passed away. He was sick and he passed away, which you know that at the very beginning of the movie. So the whole movie is about them going on this adventure. But the older brother, is really into this game, and it's like a Magic the Gathering game, and there's cards. They've got like it looks like a D&D like board that's on their on the table that's set out. He's got the figures, he's got it all set out, and so it's about them going on this adventure. A quest, yes. And I liked it. I thought it was cute. Kevin and I both laughed. There were definitely, it had its funny moments. They were very likable characters. I don't even know who did the voices. I have no idea. None of them sounded familiar to me just watching it. But now if you told me like, oh, well, that was so-and-so, then I'd be like, oh, okay, I could see that. But now just listening to the characters, there wasn't anybody that was recognizable. But Kevin and I were trying to think, would little kids enjoy this? I don't think kids like Amelia's age, like 3, 4, 5, I don't think they would mind watching it. But then again, I don't think they would care a lot about it either, because I don't know that they would understand it. It's kind of deep. And the whole quest thing, it's just, you have to have an understanding of some things. And I don't know that little kids would, oh, I know her, she was in The Help.
She's the one that played the Manicor.
Manicor? Oh, okay. So Octavia Spencer, she was in The Help.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus was the mother.
I had no idea. Julia Louis-Dreyfus does the voice of the mother. I had
Chris Pratt was the older brother. Tom
Holland.
No, he was Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man. Yeah. And he does the younger brother?
Yeah, he does the younger brother.
No idea. I love him in Spider-Man. I think he does an awesome job, but I did not recognize his voice.
Tracy Ullman was the pawn shop owner.
I just...
Yeah, most of these people I don't know.
Yeah, so, I mean, there were some well-known people in there. I just didn't... some voices stand out, like Kathleen Turner. She has one of those voices that's going to stand out. Dustin Hoffman, Kelsey Grammer, those kind of people, they have voices that really, like, if you hear them, you're like, oh, I know exactly who that is. Like if they've been on The Simpsons or something like that, you know who they are. These people, I just did not recognize their voices. They didn't stand out. But I don't think like a little kid would care anything about this movie. They might watch it with you, but I don't know that they're going to grasp any of it. And I wonder if even Gavin, I wonder if he will even care about it. I think he'll watch it and I think he'll enjoy it. But I think a lot of the things that they do and talk about and stuff like, I think it'll just be beyond him. I think Andrew will like it more than his children, because Andrew's our adult son, if you are new to the channel. But I think Andrew, because he played Magic and because he has a knowledge of those cards and stuff like that, I think he will really appreciate it. But now, Kevin and I enjoyed it very, very much. Something that was recommended to me and that we didn't dislike it, but we're not going to stick with it. You know, like we watched Grey's Anatomy for years and years and years. And finally, I'm thinking it might have been the 9th season. I don't remember what season it was. We were like, okay, this is enough. It's getting to be too much. Nobody's ever happy in this show. They get these couples together. Nobody's happy. Nobody can stay together. We just didn't like where it had gone. And so we quit watching it. Cold turkey, just quit watching Grey's Anatomy. We did the same thing. What was that other doctor show that we watched?
House.
House. I was going to say he was a pill popper. House.
Well, he was.
He was. It was the same formula. Every single show for years and years and years and years. It was the same formula. Every episode. And it's like, okay, we had enough of that too. So even though we loved it, we quit watching it because it's like it got very stale. Frankly, I can't believe Grey's Anatomy is still on. Anyway. But the show that was recommended to us was Good Girls. And we watched, how many episodes do you think we watched of that?
4 or 5?
4 or 5 episodes. I think 4 or 5 episodes gives you a good idea whether you want to stick with something or not. And even though I like the actresses, even though I like them, I knew 2 of the 3 actresses. One of the women I knew from Mad Men. She was one of the main people in Mad Men. The other girl I knew from the show Parenthood, which it was very, and the other woman I did not know. But it was very hard seeing the girl from Parenthood in this role in this show Good Girls. Because in Parenthood, she played a teenage girl and she lived at home with her parents, and so it was hard for me to take the leap of seeing her as a mature adult. And I don't know why, because like I've seen Emma Watson in the Harry Potter movies, and I saw her grow up, and I've seen her as an adult play these adult characters, and I have no problem with that. But for some reason, this girl, she's very, very pretty. It's hard. She still looks so young. Even though she's like 31 years old in real life, she still looks so young that it's hard for me to see her in this role in Good Girls. It's just not the kind of story that you can take seriously. It's stuff that there's no way that this stuff would ever happen. There's no way. And just from the get-go, you're thinking from episode to episode, okay, how are they going to keep this going? Because at one point, they were in the trouble, and they got themselves out of trouble. And you think, how is this going to keep going, this show? Well, then one of these women decides to get themselves back into the trouble again. It's just, it was too far-fetched. And so Kevin and I were like, this is the kind of thing that you watch if you are on a treadmill or on your elliptical, or if you're just, I don't know, if you just don't have anything else to watch. I guess I would watch that just to have it going in the background, maybe as background noise. But you just can't take it seriously, and so we have quit watching that. Another show that that is just like, it's called What If, and it is on Netflix. And I talked about, I wasn't even going to mention this, but I brought up the fact that you could watch it in the background. I have Netflix right here on my computer, so when I'm working like on a video, a lot of times I'll have something else going on my other monitor, and I've had Netflix pulled up, and I've had What If going on in the background. It has Renee Zellweger in it, and that's why I started watching it, because I love like Bridget Jones's Diary. I actually like those. I know, total chick flick. Normally I'm not into chick flicks at all, but for some reason I like those movies. So I thought I would really like this. It's like the worst show. It's the bad acting. I mean, everybody, no one in there can act. They're horrible actors, number one. Then the storyline is just, it's like, who wrote this show? And then they actually put it on Netflix. It's bad. I mean, there is nothing good about it. And yes, I have put it on in the background because it's like, oh well, I've just had this going, so I may as well finish it out, which I haven't finished it out yet, but I've watched probably almost to the very end of this season. Surely to goodness there won't be another season. I don't know. But it's just really bad. And even Renee Zellweger, that's the thing. It's cringy. The acting in it, and it's so cringy. I feel sorry for them having to say these lines. That's how cringy the lines are. And so I guess that's where it starts from. It starts from the bad writing, and then they decide, oh, this is good enough. We're going to make a show out of it. We're going to actually make real people say these things. So it starts with the bad writing, so I blame the writers. But I would never watch it if I were you. It's just really, really bad. So those are just a couple of things I wanted to tell you about. So for me, don't watch What If on Netflix. I wouldn't watch Good Girls. I mean, I know some of you liked it enough that you recommended it. It was a pass. But now the movie Onward, I do think it's more for older children. Young kids can watch it, but I just don't know that they're going to grasp it. But that is now on Disney+.
What are Chapel and Kevin looking at? They're both looking out the window. What? Are you looking at Skippy?
This is Skippy the squirrel.
All squirrels are Skippy.
Yeah, that's what we call him. Skippy. His name is Skippy. And he has been in the yard digging. And now he's enjoying his food. I have this camera zoomed in. This is 17 times zoom. This is as much as it will zoom in. But I'm having to hold it really, really steady so that you can watch him. He's not as cute as some
I
squirrels.
like how his tail's flipped over his whole body, covering himself up.
Like a boa. But Chapel has just been enjoying him very much. I'll zoom you out because here's Chapel. Chapel sees the camera and he's, you know, wants attention all the time. He's been very, very spoiled and wants to be loved on all the time. We are headed into the Lexington Cemetery. And as you can see, the tulips are out. There's a lot of cars here, yes. The tulips are out. We have not been here in quite a while. We haven't been here in months and months and months. But, you know, you're trying to stay away from a lot of people.
Let's put your baby. No, not in the stroller. Put the baby next to the road. That's a good place for it.
So we've come to see the pretty flowers. Look at these tulips here. If Kevin can stop. Yeah. Aren't they pretty? And there's a pond down there in the distance. So this lane with all these trees, I've shown it to you in years past. They actually have it blocked off to where you cannot drive down there, which they've never done before. But they're doing it now because they want people to be able to take their pictures. They've just never done that before. They've never blocked it off before. But it is very, very beautiful. And it's pink and green, and you can see people down there right now taking pictures. It's just a very, very pretty spot. So we've seen more people here today than we've ever seen. Yes, a lot of people are wanting to get out. I think they've discovered too that this is just a really pretty place to see lots of trees, the blooming trees and the flowers, and so whether they have loved ones here or not, you know, this is a nice place to come. And usually there's ducks down here at the pond. We'll see if we see any. Are you gonna go to that one too? Yeah. So we used to bring bread or crackers or something like that out here, but I'm lucky to be able to get bread for myself now. So I definitely wasn't gonna worry about these guys, but yeah, you can see them. They're out there. And there's plenty of bread bags in the garbage, so they're getting plenty of food. So we are in the garden, and I think I show you this every single year, but I love it. And Ashley always wonders, why do you have to go back every year? Well, because I'll just love seeing it every year. Even though they're the same flowers year after year, I think they're beautiful. There's lots of people out here. So you can see tons of people off in the distance taking pictures. People have their pictures made. There's a photographer over there in the bushes. Just lots of people. So now we're up closer to this. This is the horseshoe shape, and then in the middle it has a star. But you can see all the colors beyond the yellows and the pinks and orange and purple. It's just very, very pretty. And there's more people coming to take pictures or have their pictures made. So you can see the star in the middle there. And you to the left, you can see some maternity pictures that are being taken, some like pregnancy pictures. And Here we are over here. This goose has decided that it's gonna be in the pot.
I think it's laying eggs or something.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it probably is. So we're on our way out of the cemetery, and I've taken some pictures. If I think about it, I'll try to put some at the end of this video in case you're interested. But I've stopped up here on the way out. You'll see there's some tulips and gotten pictures. But we're not going to stop today, but there we go. There's their sign. So a couple weeks ago, Kevin called the repairman for the power washer and the lawnmower. Now, the power washer is fairly new. We've only used it like 3 times. I've told you all this. But Kevin had planned on power washing the deck last year, and it just would not work. So it did not get done all year long. Well, Guido, when in his last days, especially his last months, he couldn't go down. He couldn't go down the steps because we have steps to go down in the yard on this side, and then we have steps to go down in the yard on this side. And he could not go down the steps at all. He couldn't see is what it was. He was blind, and Kevin saw him like 2 or 3 times just like fall off the side of the porch because he couldn't see. So he would poop up here, he would pee up here. So it looks bad anyway because the people that installed this deck had no clue what they were doing, and they did it wrong. You have to install this in a certain way where there's supposed to be gaps in between each board. So because they had no clue what they were doing, anytime it rains, water will build up on this porch. It doesn't run through like it's supposed to. And like in the winter, it looks like an ice rink out here because it will freeze and it's awful. So anyway, it's filthy, and now the power washer is fixed, and so Kevin has his wellies on. Look how cute he looks in his little boots.
I don't like them.
His little boy boots.
I don't like them.
Are they too tight?
Yeah, I wish they were a little shorter or something.
And so we've taken all the furniture off.
Grab that and walk with it.
Yeah, walk with it. And Kevin's going to power wash the deck. Now, Ashley's still in the bed.
That's good.
And so if she sees him out here doing this, she's very liable to come out here and help because she actually enjoys power washing the deck. And look at this chair. She asked my dad if she could borrow a lounge chair, and he let her have this one. It's from Timber Ridge, and it doesn't lay flat that we can see. So, yeah, it has a hump in it, so you can adjust it, but she wanted one. She likes it, and she's laid out in it several times, but she wanted one that she could, like, lay flat, and she can't lay flat in this one. So, but it's a very, very nice chair. We actually had a neighbor one time who bought one of those for the inside of her house because she said it was just so comfortable, and she really enjoyed it. So hopefully this is going to work. Do you have to put gas in this? Huh? When he fixed it, did he put gas? Oh, okay. I wanted to ask you that anyway. I didn't know if he, like the lawnmower, did he fill it up with gas too? Oh, well, that's nice.
We use the same gas I have.
That's nice that that price included gas. Because it probably doesn't take much anyway, does it? I don't know how many gallons it holds. Fortunately, gas is cheap right now, too. So the side of the house, we've had a guy come, like, I think he came 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago, Kevin? You think it came last year? Oh, it must have been early in the year then. We had a guy come and do the outside of the house. Are you going to have him come again, or are you going to try to do it yourself?
I'll probably just get him to the house.
Yeah, because I don't think it costs very much money. And for some reason, the back of the house especially gets a buildup. I don't know why. So we'll probably get him to come again because he did a good job. I'm thinking, I don't know, if I had to guess, it might have been like $200 or something. But it was well worth it because Kevin doesn't like getting up on a ladder, and you have to get up on a ladder to get this.
Or you have to have the right chemicals.
Yeah, the right chemicals, yeah, to kill whatever that is too. But when he did it, it kept it white. It's just now starting to come back, so we just need to get him to do it again. Yep, it's fixed. I know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Write my name. Can you write my name on the deck? I can't see it there. It's already wet. You got to do it over there. So here is the finished deck. We put the furniture back up here. I think Kevin did a really good job. It probably took like an hour. What time is it, Kevin? Do you know? Oh, I know what time it is. Hold on. It took like an hour to do it. So I don't think that's bad. Because I thought it would take a lot longer than that. Okay, Kevin and I went and played games on the front porch, and I didn't film any of it, so I figured I would tell you what we played. The first thing we played was Chinese checkers, and, and I won, okay. Then we played Connect 4. We played 3 rounds of Connect 4, and I won all 3. And then, we played Sorry.
There's a thing here.
And then we played Yahtzee. So I told Kevin, I said I should buy a lottery ticket today. Because I literally won every game. But it was so much fun. We had a really good time. He's getting the the electric skillet out now because we're going to make chicken. Because we, again, a weekly thing. Pizza and chicken. Hey. I'm happy. I'm very happy with that. So anyway, I've been loving being able to be on the front porch because it's warm, and it's just a really nice day, and it's a good way to spend time together too without the computer or phone or anything like that too. Today, Kevin and I are going to start watching The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. I've watched the Lord of the Rings movie several times, but I've never watched them in the correct order before. So since these happened first, we're going to actually watch them in the right order. So the Unexpected Journey is the first one, and it's over 3 hours long. So it'll probably take us a while to get through all of these because there's 6 movies. There's 3 Hobbit movies, and then there's 3 Lord of the Rings movies. We just finished the first Hobbit movie. Now we're going to jump right into the second one. This is the Desolation of Smaug, I think is how you say it. When did it come out? 2014? 2013. Today, Kevin and I are watching the third Hobbit movie. This is The Hobbit, what is it, Kevin? The Battle of the Five Armies, and it came out in 2014, and it's like 2 hours and 24 minutes long. So Kevin and I finished the first 3 Hobbit movies, and I asked him when we just finished this last one, I said, so which one was your favorite? And he said the second one, and I said that was my favorite too. And there's very specific reasons, and we basically both have the same reasons. They're all very good, and if you've never seen them, if you love Lord of the Rings and you've never seen these for one reason or another, now's the time to watch them. The reason why the first one wasn't our favorite is because it takes, and it's interesting, but it takes so long for them to leave the Shire. So it still is good, but it's like, okay, we're almost an hour in and you're just leaving. So there's a lot of beforehand stuff before they get going on the trip. And I've heard the books are like that too. They're really long and drawn out. And then the last movie, there's like and this epic battle that takes place, which is good. I mean, it's really, really fun to watch. It's painful to watch in some parts, but you know, and a battle's always exciting. But the second one is where you get more story, I think. There's more dialogue. They're visiting more places. You see a lot more. There's more beauty to see, I think, in the second one. And you're introduced to a major character in the second one. So that one was our favorite. But I thought it was very, very interesting. I just read on Facebook today that Bob Iger, who's in charge of Disney, he has commented on a potential change that might be coming to the Disney parks. They have said they're very seriously considering taking people's temperatures upon entering the park. I don't have a problem with it. Honestly, I don't. I have no problem with it at all. I don't think it's a big deal. I have read comments under the post. This is posted actually under Disney Food Blog. I follow them on Facebook. And some people have said, somebody said the fact that people can spread it without having any symptoms is still worrying. Somebody else said whatever works is fine with me. I just want to go and be safe. Somebody said, but what about people that don't show any signs or symptoms? If they're feverish, it may be too late. I would think if you have a fever, you wouldn't want to go to the park anyway. Wouldn't you feel it if you, I mean, I know if I have a fever and I wouldn't want to go spend a day in the Florida heat. You know, it's great to want to have fun and everything, but it's hot, and that's the last place I would want to be with a fever. Somebody else said people that still want to go and have a fever will just take some medication before to bring it down. Seems like a waste of time to me. Really? I mean, yeah, they could, But I mean, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine being sick or having a fever and wanting to go to an amusement park all day. I mean, I feel like you want to be in good condition when you go to one of those parks, because for Kevin and I, it's a workout. I mean, I've said it before in many vlogs talking about well, any of our vacations in general, but specifically Disney, that this isn't a leisurely lay around vacation. I mean, I guess it can be for some people, but for us, we are on the move from the time we get up to the time we go to bed. We're constantly moving, and we get more exercise on vacation usually than we do at home. So there's just no way that I would want to go sick. But I don't have a problem with this. I'm sure some people, the Diz also posted it. You know I follow the Diz. I'm sure some people will have a problem with it because they'll see it as, you know, them interfering in their business. But when you're talking about posing a risk to everybody in the park, you know, they have to do what they have to do. He said, Bob Iger said, one of the things that we're discussing already is that in order to return to some semblance of normal, people will have to feel comfortable that they're safe. Some of that could come in the form ultimately of a vaccine, but in the absence of that, it could come from basically more scrutiny, more restrictions. Just as we now do bag checks for everybody that goes into our parks, it could be that at some point we add a component of that takes people's temperature as a for instance. Do you have a problem with that, Kevin?
What, checking my temperature?
Yeah.
They just shoot your forehead with a gun.
Yeah.
It's like a little pointy thing.
I know, I'm saying, would you have a problem with that?
It slows things down a bit, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, why would you have a problem with that? To me, it's like, I don't know if you
all... Of course, that's probably just going to be people that have symptoms. I don't think, if you're just sick, I don't think that would do anything, but, you know, it'll weed out some people.
Yeah, I think it would weed out some people. So, anyway, like I said, I wouldn't want to go if I was sick anyway, but I wanted to hear your all's opinion if for some reason that bothers you, because I just don't have a problem with it. If they wanted to take my temperature as I walked in the grocery store, I mean, what do I care? Because if you have a temperature, ultimately you shouldn't be going in anyway. So I don't see that as like my privacy or something like that. You know, I think some people will, but I don't have a problem with it. I want to show you all my completed little family here. I hadn't showed them to you yet, but I have the whole families here. We have Victor and Elsa and Persephone and Edgar and Sparky. And Sparky took a long time to get here, but I'm thrilled that he's here now. I love this little family. The middle one, Edgar, is my favorite. I just love him. I think he is a doll. But I'm thrilled with all of these. I think years and years ago, when I bought these for Gavin, I think I had just the 4, but I don't think I ever had Sparky. This is the first Sparky I've ever owned. And like I said, I'm took forever to get him, so I'm glad he finally came. But I had thought when I bought these, I thought, I'll just leave them out I'll put them out for Halloween. No, I'm going to leave them in this chair all the time because I like them here. I think they're cute. So we're watching the first Lord of the Ring movie, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. I think it's over 3 hours. I have a box to open. This is from Ruth and Kelly, and I don't want to show your address. So, she said, Dear Tammy and Kevin, enclosed are some new Built Bars for you to taste test. Also, after seeing your reviews from a few years ago on the Bear Paws from Canada, my fiance Kelly and I decided to buy some from Amazon since we live in North Carolina and can't find them in stores down here. We have included a few of those that you hadn't reviewed. Please enjoy. Oh, she said By the way, Kelly and I live a few miles away from Dewey's Bakery, and actually I buy Kelly's birthday cake from there, and trust me, they sell a lot more than cookies. It's funny you mentioned Dewey's Bakery because Dewey's Bakery has some new cookies out right now that if I were running around right now, I'd be looking for. One's in like a yellow bag, so I'm assuming it's lemon, and then one's in a red bag. So anyway, if I'm anywhere that sells them, I'll look for them. I'll read the rest of your letter in a minute. So this is the Built Bar Caramel Brownie. Oh, that sounds good. Cashew caramel with coconut. Thank you very much. Yeah, I love trying the Built Bar. Is this the Built Bar too? What is this one? Ah, here's another one. Cookie dough. Oh yeah, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate these. And I like them because they're most of them are low in calorie. Now this one's 170, but these two are only 110 a piece. I don't think that's bad at all. And then we have a Go-Go Squeeze Yogurts and Strawberry. And this is a Smoothies Strawberry. This is a Blueberry. This is a Mixed Berry. I don't think I've ever had like squeezed yogurt like this. Have you, Kevin?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Oh yeah, okay, we just reviewed some of these, and these were the two that we couldn't get. This is the raspberry and the blueberry. Thank you so much. Yeah, we've only ever seen these at World Market. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I can't wait to try those. And you know what? Somebody commented, I had several people comment on this video that they would put them in the refrigerator because do you remember we kneaded them and kneaded them and kneaded them and they were still really thin? They said they thought if you put them in the refrigerator it would be thicker. So I think we'll try that with those. Yeah, I see some more Built Bars. I had no idea they had all these. Cookies and cream. And s'mores. Yeah, I did not know that the Built Bar had come out with all these flavors at all. And then these are crepes. Crepes to Go Bakery. This is caramel filled with crispy cereal balls. This one is chocolate hazelnut filled. This one is chocolate hazelnut filled. And so what's the difference? Okay, chocolate hazelnut filled, and this is chocolate hazelnut filled with crispy cereal balls. And then this one is strawberry. I can tell you it has been so long since I've had crepes. The last crepes that I had were actually from Kroger. They were, I believe, Kroger brand. They were delicious. And I ate them all, so I can't wait to try these. And then these are, yes, the Dare. I love the Dare brand anyway from Canada. These are Bear Paws birthday cake and baked apple. And these are soft cookies. I cannot wait to try those. Thank you for sharing your Amazon order with me. And then these are, I've enclosed 2 of each, I think. Let me see what she said. She said, I've enclosed 2 of each flavor that I had except for the blueberry yogurt since there were only 2 in the whole bag. I can't wait to watch the reviews. I also left out the mango flavor since we all know how y'all feel about mango. That's true, although I promise you we have had mango that we like. We really have. So let's see.
Oh, they're all hot cheese.
Yes. We have orange and dragon fruit and acai and kiwi and strawberry yogurt, sweet and sour grapefruit, pineapple. Let's see, is this pineapple as well? Sweet and sour lemon, green apple. What is this? Plain yogurt. grape kiwi. I cannot wait to try all these. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to read your entire letter that you sent me. I appreciate this a whole lot. Yeah, and I can't wait to try these new Built Bars. I might even put those in the refrigerator and get those cold just like these and try them. And I'll put these in the refrigerator as well. So we'll be trying a lot of things cold out of this group. But thank you very much. So I truly am a mess. That's why I did the box opening. We were looking down at the box instead of showing my face because I look awful. I've been cleaning today, and so I'm a mess. But I want to thank Kelly and Ruth again for everything. I'm so excited to try everything. Kevin looked up the high chew because we knew we had tried some high chew, and we couldn't remember which ones have we tried, which ones haven't we. We've actually tried the strawberry and the green apple, but all the other ones are new. So I plan on, I'll split those up into like 2 reviews because there's a lot to try, but I'm really excited about them. And I just appreciate you sharing them very much with me. And I also wanted to say that I'm sorry about your cat. They were sharing with me that they were sorry that we lost Guido, our pug, and she was saying that she had a cat that she had since she was a little girl, and that their cat would have been the same age as Guido this in July, and that they had to put their cat down. So it's really, really sad, and I'm very sorry. You know, it does, I've noticed it definitely gets better with the passing of time. I think it's good that I allowed myself time to grieve, you know. Kevin was very, very understanding, and of course, you know, he was grieving himself, but, you know, he never knew from hour to hour whether he was going to look at me and I was going to be crying or not. I mean, that's just the time I went through. But I'm glad that, that I had that time. I think that was good for me to grieve and get it out now, you know, and I just think it was healthy. So, but I want you to know that it will get better, and I am sorry, very sorry for the loss of your cat. But on a happy note, I'm so excited for everything that you sent us. I put the Built Bars in the refrigerator to try, and the yogurt in the refrigerator, and the splits to try. That way, because someone had told me that those splits, because they were really runny, and I was like, how are you supposed to, you know, of course, some people told me that they see people eat them right out of the package. I would never eat them right out of the package, though, because somebody else commented, yeah, but if somebody else has touched the outside of that, and when you put the package up to your mouth, you know, if you get it at the store, unless you clean it off, you know, then you're putting that package up to your mouth that somebody else has touched, you know, the people at the company, the people putting it out at the store. And so that's something that I would want to put on something and not eat straight out of the package. But I understand if they're made to be eaten that way. But I'm testing the theory. Somebody said they thought it would be thicker, and so I'm going to test that theory. And also, the Built Bars, I'm thinking the last time we tried Built Bars, we tried them in the refrigerator. I'm thinking we've had them both ways. But it seems like they were really, really good cold. And so I'm definitely going to give those a try. And I'm splitting those up into 2 videos too, because there were 5, and I think I'm going to do the 2 caramel ones together, and then the other 3 together. But anyway, nobody wants to hear about all that, the little details. But there will be lots of reviews coming out, and I really appreciate it. So do you hear that noise? That like siren? That means that we have storms coming. You hear that? Yeah, that means that there are storms on the way. So even though it's bright and sunny right now, yeah, it must be bad, I guess, if they have the siren going like that. I tell you what, I'm so impressed with this deck. and how clean Kevin was able to get it. Yeah, that's our, I don't know what you call that, like a city siren or an alarm, or I don't know what you call that. Oh, and these are my peonies. Now listen, I know that they should be like, I'll make sure there's no snakes. If you watched the vlog last week, I saw a snake out here. It was around there though. Now I know everyone else's peony bushes are probably like twice as big as this, but this is good for me because I'm just glad, I'm just happy they're coming back. Very, very happy they're coming back. Because usually when we plant stuff there, it never comes back or it dies or something like that. So I always, every time I come out here now, I have to look over to see if I see that horrible snake. I don't see it. Tell you what, things blend in over here too though. I want to show you my hostas. I keep an eye on it, make sure there's no snakes. Okay, so there's these hostas. Once you've seen a snake in the yard, it kind of takes the joy out of coming out. I bought a bleeding heart last year. And so my bleeding heart, I'm going to show it to you out the gate because it actually has hearts on it. Oh yeah, it has lots of hearts on it. So look at this. Isn't that awesome? I love bleeding hearts. At our old house, I had a bleeding heart there as well, and it was huge. So this is the perfect place for this. And I'll show you my peonies up here. Yeah, see, it looks darker up here. But we planted some peony bulbs, like 4 or 5 bulbs here. But you can see, I guess 4 have come up. 4 distinct peony bushes. So I imagine it's going to be one huge bush once it starts coming up every year. Kevin and I have come out here to watch Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. This is another, I think it's almost 4 hours because this is the extended version. So we've moved on to Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. This is the last one. So yesterday we finished watching the last Lord of the Rings. So we watched all 3 Hobbit movies and we watched all 3 Lord of the Rings movies. And we watched the extended versions of all 3. So they're like almost 4 hours a piece, which I've never seen them just the regular version. So I wouldn't want to leave anything out of any of them though. So and it would be nice with all movies if you had a choice to watch an extended version or a regular version, because sometimes I think they take things out and it's like that really should have been in that movie. But anyway, our favorite, we both agree that out of the 3 Hobbit movies, our favorite is the second one. That one was called Smog. The
Desolation of Smaug.
Okay, and then so the Lord of the Rings, I wanted to ask Kevin which one was his favorite.
The last one, The Return of the King.
The Return of the King, that's my favorite as well. So
That was really good.
It was. I mean, they're all 3 terrific movies, but the third one is the best. And what was Andrew saying? He said, he told you, why didn't they just take the ring?
Yeah, why didn't they just let one of the eagles carry the ring and drop it in the thing, carry a person up there and
go to Mordor and drop the ring in? Yeah, why did they have to go on this long journey? Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have had much of a movie if
the eagle could have just grabbed Frodo and taken him right up to the thing.
He could have though. He truly, that could have literally happened and the movie would have been over. But the third one was so good. There's just some terrific battle scenes in there, but then
I think some of the battles wrap up really fast, like you're building up to this big battle, and I don't know, they don't seem to last as long as you would thought they would have.
Right, but
I think it's interesting the dwarves never came to the battle at all.
No, because like you see the dwarves a lot in the 3 Hobbit movies, but then you don't in the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's like that. We don't care.
I wonder if there's any more that they could add to story to make another movie. I don't know.
No, I mean the books are the books. You know, that's how they
Right.
end.
Yeah.
I mean that's them.
And Kevin was asking me what we're gonna watch next. I don't know. I don't have any idea. I don't know if we'll watch single movies or, I mean, he could choose if he wanted to, but usually he just
Okay.
doesn't care. So what was your favorite? Your favorite Lord of the Rings movie was the third one, and mine was too. So we could agree on both. So overall,
I don't know which one would be my favorite.
I think I would pick the Return of the King.
Yeah, probably me too, because there's a lot more going on.
But I do love the second Hobbit movie, and it's because it's newer. Of course, the whole quality of it's better. You know, the picture quality and everything. So anyway, you want to say bye now? I wanted to tell you that the only store that I have been in this week is Walmart, and we had heard that Kroger and Walmart were going to start, you could only one person out of the family could go at a time. And so I went to Walmart yesterday, and I told Kevin I truly believe we could have gone together. I don't know that they would have said anything, but they were supposed to, they do have it set up at each entrance. You can go in either entrance. But they have it set up to where you have to go through like a queue. But there was nobody waiting in line. But there's an associate standing out front counting how many people go in. And so there were, like I said, there was nobody waiting, so I went in. But supposedly, once you got in the store, there was supposed to be like tape on the floor to where you're only going down the aisles a certain way so that you're not passing anybody. It wasn't like that at all. Now, we were in Lexington like a week ago. We've gone to a store or two each week. This week we just only went to one. Or I only went to one. Kevin hasn't been out at all to a store. But a week ago when we went in Lexington, they had tape on the floor telling you, pointing like this way, like one-way traffic only. And so they didn't have any of that in our Walmart. So it was, once you got inside, it was a free-for-all, and people were passing each other in the aisles. I mean, I was passing people too, and that's just the way it was. And then when I went to check out, you know, I go to the self-check, and I didn't have any problem at all. But I mean, it's not like they're doing like every other checkout, so you're still standing right there. I did notice if you were to use a regular checkout that, and they did have tape on the floor there to tell you stand here, you know, and people were doing that. But if you went to a self-check, it didn't matter. Now, Ashley went to Kroger. Ashley cannot stand Walmart, and frankly, I don't care for Walmart either, but there are things that I buy at Walmart that I know is cheaper than if I buy it at Kroger. That's just the facts. So, because I would much rather shop at Kroger too. I think Kroger is brighter and cleaner, and I'll just like it, the whole vibe of the place overall, I like it more. But I just don't see any point in paying $1 or $2 more for something that you know, why would I do that when they're right down the street from each other? Anyway, so Ashley went in Kroger, and she had to queue up outside, and she said that you had to wait, like when you go in, there's like a lobby part where you get your buggy, shopping cart. We say buggy around here in Kentucky. So what you had to do was you had to queue up outside the door, and then one person would go in and they would get their buggy, and then they would go on beyond the next set of doors into the store. And so Ashley said you had to wait for the person in front of you to get their buggy before you went in. But she said it didn't take long at all. What was odd to her was that it was so quiet. She said it was very, very quiet. Now, normally they have music playing, so that surprised me right there. But she said it was extremely quiet because no one was talking to each other. No one had their loved one with them or their friend or whatever to shop with. You were shopping just by yourself. And I'm thinking, did she say you could go anywhere you wanted?
What?
Did she say they had arrows on the floor in Kroger?
Kroger?
Or could
Yeah,
you?
no, she said you just
Went where you wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought she said. So you could go where you wanted.
Even though that's not what they said.
Yeah, stores had said that they were going to put lines, but that's kind of hard to do. It really is hard to do. So
Yeah, she said people were passing each other, and
yeah, that's how it was at Walmart. But she said it was just very bizarre because it was so quiet. We've been in restaurants like that in the past where it's like you'll go in and you'll sit down and you're afraid to even talk to the person in front of you because it's so quiet. They always need to have a little bit of music or something going on. But I'm surprised that Kroger didn't have their music on.
I know. Someone you were listening to the other day said they need a T-shirt that says "I have allergies." That whoever makes that T-shirt would make money, because every time you sneeze and snot in a store right now, people think you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And in reality, you just got allergies.
And as far as like, I didn't see a lot of gloves when I went to Walmart. I did not see a lot of people wearing gloves, or not that I noticed. Maybe I've gotten used to it already. But I did see masks. I saw. Most people were like me, they didn't have anything on, but you did see people that did have masks on. Some people had like a scarf over their face. But so anyway, that's just, there was plenty of toilet paper. The only two things that I noticed were they're still lacking. I was going to buy some hand soap, and they were out of hand soap. They had like one kind of Mrs. Meyer's if you wanted that, and it must have been just a very plain scent because nobody was buying it. It like had a blue label on it. It was like, I don't know, it was something really plain. It sounded plain. So they had plenty of that, but then they didn't have anything else. So the hand soap is still wiped out for some reason. And then I wasn't looking for it, but I was down the aisle. I was buying some scrubbing bubbles. And so I was down the aisle with the Clorox wipes and stuff like that, and those are still wiped out. So fortunately, we have plenty. And I tell you what else we did too. On the last time that Ashley was going to go to school, I told her, I said, do you have cleaning supplies at your school? Because if you have any hand soap or Clorox wipes or anything like that, bring them home. And then when school opens back up, we'll buy you more. We'll buy you plenty. And so she did that. The last day she went in, when she came back home, she brought home some Clorox wipes. She brought home a Bath and Body Works hand soap, and it seems like something else she brought home. But anyway, oh, I know, hand sanitizer. So I mean, like the waterless kind. Is that what it's called? Hand sanitizer? Yeah. So we've got that out in Kevin's car actually, because it's a great big monster thing, and it smells phenomenal. It's like the Great Value, but it's like aloe. It's in this it looks like a green. The bottle's probably not green. I think it's just the liquid inside is green. But it smells incredible. I love it. But we've got that out in the car. But I thought that was good that I thought of that, you know, why keep supplies at school? Nobody's there to use them right now. And then I was thinking, this time of year, or when I don't care what kind of school it is, you get mice, you get little bugs and stuff like that. And I said, oh, Ashley, I said, you don't think the kids left any food, or did you leave any food? And she said, nope, we cleaned all that out when I went in. So I was very, very glad for that. But anyway, I don't know how long this vlog is going to be. I don't know how much footage I got at all. I feel like I just got little snippets of before each movie that we were gonna watch. If you all are binge watching, if you're working your way through any movies, let me know. There is supposed to be a new episode of Tiger King. If you watch Tiger King, there's supposed to be a new episode coming on the 12th on Netflix. It's supposed to be like, because it's so popular, they've done like, I think, interviews or something. And so that's supposed to be out the 12th. And also Killing Eve. Killing Eve, I think originally wasn't going to start for like another 2 weeks or something. And they decided to release it early because everybody's home. It is phenomenal. And I talked about this when we watched it. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I love it. Love it, love it. So that comes out on, I think the 12th. Does it come out? Yeah, I think the 12th. It comes out the 12th as well. So we're definitely going to be watching those. So yeah, if you all are working your way through anything, I can't promise we'll watch what you're watching or anything like that. But just let other people know. You might give them some ideas. That's a good way to find new shows and stuff like that. Because everybody... a lot of people are home right now and you have extra time, and so if you're not reading a book, I am reading a new book, by the way. It's Ashley let me borrow it. It's her book. It's called Educated, and it's about a little girl who is raised in the mountains, and she her parents, her dad specifically, does not believe in going to school or anything. He's like anti-government completely. And so, yeah, she's being raised in the mountains. And so that's, I haven't read a ton of it, but it's really good so far. And this is a true story. This book is. And one thing happens after another. And it's like, my goodness, this poor family. But then again, the dad is like, he's just I couldn't live with him at all. I just couldn't. He's just totally opposite of everything that I am. But anyway, I'm going to keep reading it. So I hope you all have a great week. I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and thanks for watching.